How old?
You're 70.
That old?
No, I said,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, your wife got it done?
4 years ago.
Oh, no, you don't know.
4 years back.
Oh, I said.
You got easy, Carl. All righty then. All right, next. And on that note.
All right, are we ready?
We'll make a motion to come back to executive session.
You actually don't need a motion to do that because you're here.
Anybody else? Do that.
Sorry, on there? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because otherwise you end up running into the problem of, oh, did you just adjourn the meeting?
So 7:27.
Let's see if there's going to be one.
Okay. You see kids, you have kids, children,
We have one son, a daughter. He has a daughter, that's right, in his first. I was up Sunday, but my wife not going.
is he eating?
Not really, not really. They don't want to cook.
Maybe you should.
Well, that, yes, we're setting up something with the meals and I'll take them off.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah, part of it.
So the chair would like to make a motion to appoint Maggie Collin as secretary to the planning board for a term that will end after the April 2026 planning board meeting, during which time, at that meeting, the planning board has the option to make a motion to reappoint Maggie Collin as secretary for the remainder of calendar year 2026. Second, discussion. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Oh, and for the record, Carl is a voting member because the chair excused Raleigh Green for a personal matter. Thank you. Next. The chair makes a motion to appoint the Bernier and Larios, Peak Engineering and Crawford and Associates as engineers for the town of Curly, and that the payment for services be pursuant to an agreed upon professional service agreement for calendar year 2026. I have a second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. The chair makes a motion to appoint Young and Summer as legal counsel to the planning board, and that payment for services be pursuant to an agreed upon professional services agreement for calendar year 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. The chair makes a motion to appoint Billy Dosar as vice chair of the planning board for calendar year 2026.
I'll second.
What else?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
No, I can vote yes.
We have one
I- I
abstention.
You don't get a vote on this one.
Oh, but the second, it was Carl.
Carl, aye.
Very quick.
And I believe-
You missed the plan?
Yeah.
We're not, no, he's gonna do some more.
Yes, we decided not to.
We're gonna do some more interviews.
So we could do this like in the middle, like, in March.
They need it at the organizational meeting.
Like if we want to plan, do we have to?
Thank you.
Okay.
Since, the planner in that context is basically, professional is being paid for by the applicant.
That's right.
The other two positions are ones that conceivably be looking for the cap limit.
I understand you didn't work for tonight.
In other words, if we have an issue, either there's a town project or there's some particular circumstance where we have the town has to state that it needs to represent itself in an action, that's when you do that. It's usually born out of there's something going on where we need to have representation from the attorney, and then the attorney needs an expert that will be the expert. That's usually how it goes. It's actually pretty rare for like a pseudo project.
Yeah.
Okay, so with no other business for this evening.
We have all the vouchers.
Oh, the
and
vouchers.
Plans and
Yes, 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 yes,
calendar.
yes.
Okay, please. Wendy will kill me. Okay, with those screaming vouchers.
All right, so I'm making a motion each voucher. Is that the idea?
Yes.
All right, so we have a voucher. You need to tell me the amounts for each one.
Okay, so it's a daily Freeman voucher in the amount of $44.76 for the Skymore subdivision file number 20, subdivision number 2. So it was an amount of
So the two public
$44.76.
hearings, notification expenses, and all of that. And then for shingle is.
So, and then the second Skymore was also daily Freeman in the amount, because they got done separately because they're separate
You know
applications.
that, so we're moving on to shingle.
Shingle 4160, public hearing for the SUP. So those are the 3 daily Freeman, and then there's an invoice from Smith, Bus and Jacobs, which was who was dealing with the litigation in the amount of $16 for invoice 208896, and it was for Tracy had them review the Reeves file. When they
For $16?
yeah, it's just to
It was just
review
an
the
act
file.
of file.
I never signed by $16. Yeah, I gotta find that lawyer.
Whatever, we're gonna pay for it, get it out of the way, so. The chair makes a motion to, approve the vouchers for, all 4, daily premium. I'm not gonna go through every one of them all.
3 daily Freemans in this.
The 3 daily premiums and the $16 change for, Smith Bus. You want a second? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Where the business to be.
The zoning amendments, the plan for the planning board so that we can get it back to the entire, what's the plan? Because it's been on the agenda for months and the town board's been asking for the planning board's comments.
Okay, so I'm gonna address that, but it's actually not really in your purview. So I'm gonna give them an update later.
That's all I wanted to know.
Okay, so, the town board, gave me the job of acting as a project manager for the great pile of zoning changes that have been circulating around here.
You're in glutton for punishment, aren't you?
So,
The zoning.
so there are zoning changes that are everything from little ministerial changes like we have an old set of code that has master plan in it, and comprehensive plan. Town master plan, which is things like that. You can think of terminology that where you update one part of the code, but you don't actually update all of the code so it can be complete. There's a lot of stuff like that. Then you have sort of the easier ones, which just have to do with getting rid of the role of the CEO, just putting it all into the of a code enforcement officer. So that they're not talking CEO here, CEO there, things like that.
We expedite a lot of things
Yes,
in the right way.
it's really just a limited confusion, really.
Yeah.
And whoever came up with that has some thoughts of that you can send separate department, but that's not happening. So simplify the code, and those types of changes. But then there are more complicated ones that have to do with, let's say, the rewrite, the Airbnb regulations. There's a desire to codify whether or not you can appoint somebody to be available to manage the property within a certain distance. There's a discussion that needs to happen with that because it actually essentially wipes it all out because I looked at other towns to try to do that, and all that ends up happening is you have a little cottage industry in your town that they watch all the Airbnbs and things just go wild.
Right.
So that's,
There's a lot, there's, Mike handed out the zoning package, I don't know, well, we got the books, but all the things, the red line. Did you guys get the red line of the zoning
yeah,
changes
that is impossible to tease out what happened. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking, everything down. So we're gonna just go block by block and be able to say, oh, this set of changes is for this reason, and that's why we're doing it. I will tell you that as a whole, the whole thing breaks up into two buckets. Stuff that we can do soon because it's simple and easy to explain to the public, and then stuff that happens later. Mostly because we are proposing zoning changes that are not supported by our current comprehensive plan. As soon as we do that, if anybody challenges those changes, the entire local law gets rescinded. We tried this before and it got rescinded. So we didn't learn our lesson then, and it seemed like we want to try the same thing again. But
Shame on you the second.
so what we're
time.
gonna do is we're gonna sequence it. Phase one changes, comprehensive plan gets done, phase two changes.
So from us, what do you want from us?
So
Can you
what
not go through the big book that Mike gave us?
what you're gonna get is something completely different. Well, it's not different, but it is exported. So you'll get a package that represents the phase one changes. We're going to, hopefully January, definitely by February. You'll have it for those meetings, but probably the February meeting will actually be ready to approve them and send it back for. Because they give us your report, so it's something to pull back, do that, and it will be the process. I know that Jankowski is all hung up on the only one to do this once, but I actually 100% disagree with him on this.
I support it, because it's a big task, and I know New York City zone, so I know zoning gets hard to go through that and the comment as a non-lawyer.
Well, the biggest part I see is that it's really risky parts that are being proposed that put everything else at risk. So we have the opportunity to streamline the visual assessment language. Awesome. We have to support it. We can make this like super simple. Basically, the CEO looking at the approved map, is the parcel in it or not? Why do we even need to talk about it? He can just put it in his referral.
Design a start.
No, we don't.
No, we don't, because we know it's visual.
So instead, you get the determination, and then you're talking about is how do you define the setback? That's where I put in new language on how do you define a steep slope? Where's that start?
Gotta have something now.
You know, Greg's like an
You
early.
need to define the terms, you need to set the equation on, how this works.
Well, for years, we got away with the way it is. And here just lately, past 6 months, a year, it's people can come in and want what they want. And our decision is they didn't want. And they go to the zoning board and get what they want.
Well, that's because it's too loose.
Right.
Right? So if we codify it, we really make it very clear that what ends up happening is, so rich guy walks in, he wants a big project, but the first place he's going is to this architect or whatever that's looking at our code and saying, "Ooh, that's really clear. I'm going to design around it." Which we're okay with, because then they're following what we said.
I'm only laughing because when the baby's architect came, he said, I didn't know how far, I didn't know where to put the house. I said, where would I know how far to put the back? I said, did you read the zoning code? He said, no.
I would have said it.
I can tell you something about it, and I can tell you how far that's pretty legal.
Well, the thing is, you can tell us the stuff.
Hey, hey,
So are you gonna be giving us certain sections to review, or what are you getting us a package to review? Oh, good.
we get it all at once, we'll get phase one, and then we'll, you know, as a board, we'll approve it, make changes, whatever, pick it up, and then send it back to the town board, and I'll walk it through there.
Have we done-
No,
Zero
not yet.
I gotta ask you a question. Person, how old are you?
Just a few days ago, I turned 60.
Oh, good for you. What day? Oh, my brother's birthday. And I'm the
You've
15th.
got a good 20 years ago. That's the rule.
So, look at
So
it.
about his
And
energy
that's how
level.
I'm-
65.
Nice.
We're all very, you know, children like a parent that gives them parameters.
Yes.
We're very happy that we're here.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here, and you're all seem terrific.
And I make a motion to adjourn.
Well, I just
Oh,
wanted,
yeah.
all of you did get the 2026 calendar, correct? I will send it out again, since I know some of you are having trouble with email.
You didn't get the 3 other regular ago? I mean, this the only thing I did?
So it's still the fourth Wednesday, 5 o'clock, except for November and December, it's gonna be the third Wednesday. And we're gonna stick with the structure that they have to get.
So January 4th, Thursday.
Yes, they have to get to Paul and get a referral completed by 3 weeks before the meeting, and then they have a week to get me the actual application that Paul stated they require.
All right.
All right,
That's everything that's on the
do I
agenda.
hear a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yes, you do.
I have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
second her motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I got a stand and a oven and a cat that's peeing in my house.
There we go.
Everyone have a great holiday.
Time for-
I think we passed it around.
Yeah.
You did? Everybody got it? Okay.
Thank you. My internet swearing in, and actually it's a very, movie private opinion.